The nature of the Cold War and the threat of mutually assured destruction left the Reagan administration and U.S. strategists
Ignore that
seeking means
flash.
other than conventional warfare
We're
to
going to
defeat
be
the
talking
Soviet
about the
Union.
fall of the House
In
of
addition
Usher,
to
which
U.S.
was a
covert
poem
operations
written
and
by,
support for various
is a poem written
anti-communist and
by Edgar
anti-Soviet
Allan
movements
Poe in
throughout the world,
1839.
the U.S.
If
pursued
you
a strategy
have,
of economic
you should
warfare,
have read
which included a
the poem
ridiculously
a couple of
expensive
times
arms and
before
technology
starting
race
this video,
that
so
spanned
let's
3
go through it
decades
really
and
quickly.
cost the U.S.
In the
hundreds of
greenest of our
billions of dollars.
valleys, by
The
good
Strategic
angels
Defense
tenanted,
Initiative, a radical
once a
new
fair and
anti-Bush
stately
suppressive defense
palace,
system,
radiant palace,
was a key
reared its
part of the
head.
arms race and represented the
In the
lengths that the
monarch
Reagan
thought's
administration was willing
dominion,
to go
it
to
stood
defeat the
there.
Soviet Union. This program,
Never
dubbed Star Wars by its critics,
seraph
due to
spread
its
a
unrealistic
pinion
nature and
over
proposals for
fabric
space
so
stations
fair.
and other futuristic weapon
Banners,
systems,
yellow,
was
glorious,
not an
golden,
actual attempt to defend the
on
U.S.
its roof
mainland from ballistic
did
missiles,
float and
as
flow.
Reagan declared to the public,
This, all this,
but rather
was
a
in the
part of an
olden
intricate effort to
times,
force the
long
Soviets
ago,
to spend themselves into
and
budget
every
cuts.
gentle air
The
that
Strategic
dallied
Defense
in the
Initiative
sweet day,
and the
along the
implementation of other
ramparts
radical new
plumed and
technologies
pallid, a
were
winged
undertaken as a part of the
odor
larger
went
U.S.
away.
strategy to outspend the Soviet Union and
Wanders in
demonstrate
the
their
happy
economic and
valley,
technological
though
inferiority.
though
Reagan's support for the
through two
Strategic Defense
luminous
Initiative
windows
and the
saw
overall strategy of economic
spirits
warfare,
moving
as
musically
well as his
to a
support for
lute's
other
well-tuned
shady and
law.
controversial tactics,
Round about a
demonstrate his willingness to
throne
use any
where
means at his
sitting
disposal, including
Porphyrogene
deceiving the American people, to
in
achieve victory
state
in the
his
Cold War.
glory well befitting, the ruler of the
The
realm was
nature of the
seen.
Cold War
Stanza
and the threat
4.
of mutually assured destruction
And
left the
all with
Reagan
pearl and ruby
administration and
glowing
U.S.
was
strategists
the fair
seeking means
palace
other than
door,
conventional
through
warfare
which
to
came
defeat the
flowing,
Soviet Union.
flowing,
In
flowing,
addition to
and
U.S. covert
sparkling
operations
evermore.
and support for various
A troop of
anti-communist
echoes
and
whose sweet
anti-Soviet
duty
movements throughout the world,
was but to
the
sing
U.S. pursued a strategy of economic
in
warfare, which
voices of
included a
surpassing
ridiculously
beauty
expensive
the
arms
wit
and
and wisdom
technology
of
race
the
that
king.
spanned 3 decades
But
and
evil
cost the
things
U.S.
in
hundreds of
robes
billions
of
of dollars.
sorrow assailed the
The Strategic
monarch's
Defense
high
Initiative,
estate.
a radical
Ah,
new
let us
anti-ballistic
mourn, for
missile defense
never
system,
morrow shall
was a key
dawn
part of the arms
upon
race and
him
represented the lengths
desolate.
that the Reagan administration was willing to
And
go to
round about
defeat the
his
Soviet
home
Union.
the glory
This
that blushed and
program,
bloomed
dubbed Star Wars
is
by
but
its
a
critics,
dim remembered
due to its
story
unrealistic nature
of
and
the
proposal
old
for
time
space stations and
entombed.
other futuristic weapon systems, was not an actual attempt to defend the U.S. mainland from ballistic missiles,
And
as
travelers
Reagan declared
now
to the public,
within that
but
valley,
rather a
through the
part of an
red
intricate
litten
effort to
windows,
force the
see
Soviets to spend themselves into
vast forms
bankruptcy.
that move
The Strategic
fantastically
Defense
to a
Initiative
discordant
and the
melody,
implementation of other radical new
while like
technologies
a
were
rapid
undertaken as a
ghastly
part of the
river
larger U.S.
through
strategy
the
to
pale
outspend the Soviet
door,
Union
a
and
hideous
demonstrate its
throng
economic
rush
and
out
technological
forever
inferiority.
and laugh,
Reagan's
but
support for the
smile no
Strategic Defense
more.
Initiative and the overall strategy
Okay.
of
As I
economic
said,
warfare, as well as his support for
artists
other shady and
try to
controversial
hide
tactics,
things, and in
demonstrate
this
his willingness to
instance,
use any means at
Poe
his
is trying to
disposal,
hide
including deceiving the
the
American people, to achieve
picture
victory in the
of
Cold
a
War.
man who has over time gone
The
crazy.
nature of the Cold
And
War
as I said, it's
and the threat
common
of
for
mutually assured
artists. Here's a
destruction
picture of
left the
Picasso,
Reagan
lovely
administration
lady
and U.S.
sitting on a
strategists seeking
couch or
means
a
other
chair,
than conventional
laying her
warfare
head
to
back,
defeat the Soviet Union.
having a nap,
In addition to U.S.
and
covert
it's kind
operations
of
and support
you
for
know
various
it's
anti-communist and
Picasso, so
anti-Soviet
it's
movements throughout the world, the U.S. pursued a
disjointed
strategy of
figure.
economic
But
warfare,
what you'll see
which
here is
included a
that
ridiculously
Picasso actually
expensive
has an
arms and
erotic
technology race that spanned
uh,
3 decades
image
and cost the U.S.
that
hundreds
he's
of billions
drawn
of
here.
dollars.
If I can
The Strategic Defense
pick up
Initiative,
my
a radical new
uh,
anti-ballistic missile defense system,
proper coloring,
was a key
I'll
part of the
point
arms
out
race
the
and
erotic
represented the
image to
lengths
you.
that the Reagan administration was willing to
Okay,
go
I
to
have to
defeat the Soviet
get
Union.
load up with
This program,
a
dubbed
yellow
Star Wars by
paste
its critics,
here.
due to its unrealistic nature and
Just
proposal
give
for
me a
space
second.
lasers and other futuristic
And
weapon
there you'll
systems,
see that other
was not an
things were
actual
on
attempt to defend the
Picasso's
U.S.
mind
mainland from ballistic missiles,
besides
as
painting
Reagan
a
declared
picture
to the
of a
public,
woman sleeping.
but
So let's
rather
go
a part of an
return to the
intricate
poem
effort to
now.
force the Soviets to spend themselves into
Again,
bankruptcy.
Poe is hiding
The
things.
Strategic Defense
He's not
Initiative
saying it
and the
obviously. So let's
implementation of
go
other
through this.
radical new
In the green
technologies
of our
were
valleys,
undertaken
like
as a part of the
good
larger
angels
U.S. strategy
tenanted,
to
that
outspend the
means
Soviet
where
Union and
angels
demonstrate its
lived.
economic and technological
Once a
inferiority.
fair and stately
Reagan's
palace,
support for the
radiant
Strategic Defense
palace, reared
Initiative
its head.
and the overall strategy of economic
In the
warfare,
monarch
as well as his support
thought's
for other
dominion, it
shady and
stood there,
controversial tactics,
never a seraph,
demonstrate his willingness
spread
to
a
use any
pinion
means at his
over
disposal,
fabric half so
including
fair.
deceiving the American people, to achieve
Okay.
victory in the Cold War. The nature of the Cold War and the threat of mutually assured destruction left the Reagan administration and
Thought's
U.S.
dominion.
strategists seeking
So he's
means
talking
other than
about the
conventional warfare to defeat the Soviet
mind.
Union. In
Okay.
addition to U.S. covert
What's the dominion
operations
of the
and
mind?
support for
Go
various
thought, it's the
anti-communist
mind.
and anti-Soviet movements
Never a
throughout the world.
Sarah's opinion. So
The
no
U.S. pursued
angel
a strategy of economic warfare,
had
which included a
spread
ridiculously
over a
expensive
person's
arms and technology
brilliance.
race that spanned 3
Apparently, this
decades
was a very
and cost
sharp,
the U.S. hundreds of billions of
smart
dollars.
guy.
The Strategic Defense Initiative,
Let's go
a
down
radical new
next
anti-ballistic
stanza,
missile
second
defense system,
stanza.
was a key
Banners
part of the arms race and
yellow,
represented the
glorious,
lengths that the
golden,
Reagan administration
on
was
its
willing
roof
to go
did
to
float and
defeat the
flow.
Soviet Union. This
Yellow,
program,
glorious, and
dubbed
golden,
Star Wars by its critics,
on its
due to its
roof
unrealistic nature
did
and
float
the
and
proposal
flow.
for space lasers and other futuristic
He's
weapon systems,
talking about a
was
man
not an
here
actual
with
attempt to defend the U.S.
blonde
mainland
hair.
from ballistic missiles, as
Okay,
Reagan declared to the public,
yellow
but
hair,
rather a part of an intricate effort to
glorious
force
and
the
golden,
Soviets to spend themselves
floated
into
and flowed.
bankruptcy.
He had
The
long,
Strategic Defense Initiative
blonde
and the
hair,
implementation
apparently.
of other radical new
It's a
technologies
long time
were
ago,
undertaken as a
and
part of
every
the larger
gentle
U.S.
air that
strategy to
dallied in
outspend the
that
Soviet
sweet
Union
day
to demonstrate its
along the
economic and
ramparts,
technological
plumed and
superiority.
pallid, a winged
Reagan's
odor
support for the
went away.
Strategic Defense
So
Initiative
odor
and the overall
is what you
strategy
would
of
think. It's
economic
odor
warfare,
and smell.
as well as his support
Okay,
for
so
other shady
anything
and
that this
controversial
guy,
tactics,
any trouble
demonstrate
that
his willingness
even
to use any means at his
began to
disposal,
occur
including deceiving the American
for
people,
this
to
person
achieve victory in the Cold War.
disappeared because
The nature of the Cold War
he overcame
threat
it.
of
He was
mutually assured
apparently a
destruction
brilliant
left the
guy.
Reagan administration and U.S. strategists seeking means other than conventional warfare
Wanders in
to
that
defeat
happy
the Soviet
valley
Union.
through two
In addition
luminous
to U.S.
windows
covert
saw
operations and support for various
spirits moving
anti-communist
musically
and anti-Soviet movements throughout the
to
world,
Lut's
the
well-tuned
U.S.
law.
pursued a strategy of economic
Round a
warfare,
throne where
which
sitting
included a ridiculously
Porphyrogene
expensive arms and technology
in
race
state
that
his
spanned
glory
3
well
decades
befitting
and cost the
the
U.S.
ruler of the
hundreds
sea.
of billions of dollars.
Well, through
The
two
Strategic
luminous
Defense Initiative,
windows.
a radical
Well,
new
think about that
anti-ballistic
for a
missile
second.
defense system,
Two luminous
was a key part
windows.
of the arms race and represented the lengths that the Reagan
If we're
administration was
talking
willing to go
about
to defeat the Soviet Union.
uh,
This program, dubbed
an
Star Wars
individual,
by its critics,
the
due to its
windows
unrealistic nature and proposal for space
are
lasers and other futuristic weapon systems, was
your
not an
eyes
actual
are the
attempt to
windows
defend
to
the
the
U.S.
soul,
mainland from
right?
ballistic
So he's
missiles,
talking about somebody
as
with
Reagan
two
declared to the public,
eyes.
but
And
rather a part of an
obviously,
intricate effort to
the
force
guy
the Soviets
is
to spend
brilliant.
themselves into bankruptcy.
The loot
The
is well
Strategic Defense
tuned.
Initiative
Everything is going
and the
dandy. He's
implementation of other radical new technologies were undertaken as a part of the
he
larger
is in
U.S.
total
strategy
command
to
of his
outspend the Soviet
faculties, and
Union
apparently
and
he's a
demonstrate
brilliant
its
mind.
economic and technological inferiority.
And all with
Reagan's
pearl
support
and
for the
ruby
Strategic
glowing
Defense Initiative
was the
and the
fair
overall
palace
strategy of
door.
economic
So
warfare,
pearl
as well as his
and
support for other
ruby,
shady and controversial tactics, demonstrate his
mm,
willingness to use any
the
means at
fair
his disposal,
palace door.
including deceiving the American
Well,
people,
if he's
to
talking
achieve
about
victory in the Cold War.
that there, and he's talking about hair
The nature of the Cold
on
War
top of a
and
roof
the threat of
here,
mutually assured
ruby
destruction
and
left the
pearl,
Reagan administration
and
and
a
U.S.
fair
strategists
palace
seeking means other
door.
than conventional warfare
He's
to
talking
defeat
about
the Soviet Union. In
the
addition to
teeth
U.S.
and the
covert
mouth
operations
of an
and support for
individual.
various anti-communist and
The
anti-Soviet
person
movements throughout
about
the
whom
world,
he's writing this
the U.S.
poem.
pursued a strategy of
Okay,
economic warfare,
so
which included a
he's talking about his
ridiculously
mouth,
expensive
through which
arms and
came flowing,
technology race
flowing,
that spanned
flowing,
3
and
decades
sparkling
and cost the
evermore,
U.S.
a
hundreds
troop
of
of
billions of dollars.
echoes whose sweet
The
duty
Strategic Defense
was
Initiative,
but to
a
sing
radical new anti-ballistic missile
in
defense system,
voices of surpassing
was a key
beauty
part of the
the
arms
wit
race
and
and
wisdom
represented
of
the
their
lengths that
king.
the Reagan administration was willing to go to
The
defeat
man
the Soviet
apparently
Union.
was very eloquent,
This program,
brilliant
dubbed
man,
Star Wars by its
uh,
critics, due to its
able to speak
unrealistic nature
well
and
and
proposal for
conveyed his
space
thoughts
lasers and
well,
other futuristic weapon
uh,
systems, was not an actual
coming
attempt to
from
defend
his
the U.S.
mind.
mainland from ballistic missiles,
Okay, so
as
go on to the
Reagan
fifth
declared to the
stanza.
public, but rather
But
a
evil
part of an
things in
intricate effort
robes
to
of
force the
sorrow,
Soviets to spend
evil
themselves into
things in
bankruptcy.
robes of sorrow.
The Strategic Defense Initiative and
Interesting.
the implementation of other radical new
Assailed the
technologies
monarch's high
were
estate.
undertaken as a part of the larger
The
U.S.
high
strategy
estate,
to
what would
outspend the
that
Soviet
possibly
Union
be?
and
The high
demonstrate its
estate
economic and
is
technological inferiority.
the high
Reagan's
estate
support for the
is
Strategic
the
Defense
mind.
Initiative and the overall
Okay,
strategy of economic
all let us
warfare,
mourn,
as
never
well as his
morrow
support
shall
for other shady and
dawn upon
controversial
him
tactics,
desolate.
demonstrate his willingness to
And
use any
round
means at
about
his
his
disposal,
home the glory that
including
blushed
deceiving
and
the American
bloomed
people,
is but a
to achieve victory
dim
in the Cold
remembered
War.
memory of the old time entombed.
The nature
Okay,
of the
so his
Cold War
glorious fate
and
at
the
the
threat of mutually
Camelot
assured
that
destruction
was his
left the
brilliance
Reagan
and his mind
administration
has
and U.S.
disappeared.
strategists seeking means
Kingdom
other
of the
than
mind
conventional warfare
has
to defeat the
evaporated.
Soviet Union. In addition to
Mhm.
U.S. covert operations
And
and support for
travelers now
various
within that
anti-communist
valley
and
through the
anti-Soviet
red
movements throughout the world,
litten
the U.S. pursued a
windows.
strategy of
Well,
economic
we were talking
warfare,
about
which included a
Windows 4 being
ridiculously
his
expensive
eyes.
arms and
So
technology
red
race that
litten
spanned 3
windows
decades
are
and cost the
our
U.S. hundreds
bloodshot
of billions of
eyes.
dollars.
See
The
vast
Strategic
forms
Defense
that
Initiative,
are
a radical new
fantastically
anti-ballistic missile
to a
defense system,
that
was a
moved
key part of the
fantastically
arms race
to a
and represented the
discordant
alliance
melody,
that the Reagan
while like a
administration was going to
rapid,
go through to
ghastly
defeat the
river
Soviet
through the
Union.
pale door,
This
a
program,
hideous
dubbed Star
throng
Wars by its
rush
critics,
out
due to
forever
its
and
unrealistic
laugh but
nature and
smile
its
no
proposal
more.
for space lasers and other futuristic weapon
The
systems,
man has gone
was not an
crazy.
actual attempt to defend the
He's
U.S. mainland
babbling,
from ballistic
he's
missiles,
incoherent,
as
he's
Reagan declared to
speaking
the public,
incoherently,
but
he
rather
doesn't
a part of an
make
intricate
sense.
effort to force the Soviets to
He
spend
has
themselves into
frankly
bankruptcy.
lost his mind.
The Strategic Defense
So,
Initiative and the
that's it.
implementation of other radical new technologies were undertaken
I'm
as a part
going
of the
to
larger U.S.
post up
project to outspend the Soviet Union
this
and
text
demonstrate its
and
economic
my
and technological
comments
inferiority.
on
Reagan's
a
support for the Strategic Defense
website,
Initiative and the overall
and
strategy of
I'll
economic
put it
warfare,
in the title
as
of
well as his
this
support for
video
other shady
so
and
you can see
controversial
it.
tactics,
All right,
demonstrate his willingness to use any means at his disposal,
that
including
is the
deceiving
full
the
house
American
of
people,
Usher.
to achieve victory in the Cold War.
That's
The nature of the Cold
how
War and the threat of mutually
Poe
assured
chose to
destruction
present
left the Reagan
the face of a
administration
man
and
who's
U.S.
gone
strategists
crazy.
seeking means other than
And
conventional
as
warfare
sad
to defeat the
as
Soviet
that may
Union.
be,
In addition
that's what
to
he's
U.S.
trying
covert
to express
operations
here,
and
just
support
as
for various
Picasso was trying
anti-communist
to
and
express an
anti-Soviet
erotic
movements throughout the
thought
world,
in
the U.S.
the
pursued a
painting
strategy of
that I
economic
showed you
warfare,
earlier.
which included a
So
ridiculously expensive arms and technology race that
each of
spanned
these
3
little
decades and cost the U.S. hundreds of billions of dollars. The Strategic
comments
Defense
in
Initiative,
these
a radical
yellow
new anti-ballistic missile defense system,
cloud
was a key part of the
windows
arms race and represented the
will be
lengths that the
posted
Reagan
up
administration was willing to go
separately,
to
as I
defeat the
mentioned.
Soviet Union.
So
This program, dubbed
that's
Star
it.
Wars by its
Have a
critics,
very
due
good
to
day
its unrealistic nature and its
and
proposal for
enjoy
space
poetry.
lasers
There's a
and
lot
other
more
futuristic
there
weapon
than
systems, was not
initially
an actual
meets
attempt to
the
defend
eye.
the U.S. mainland from
Have a good
ballistic
day.
missiles, as Reagan declared to the public, but rather a part of an intricate effort to force the Soviets to spend themselves into bankruptcy. The Strategic Defense Initiative and the implementation of other radical